Welcome back. It is day 22 of the Every Bit Counts Challenge, and today we are going to make fermented carrot sticks. Today we're going to make fermented carrot sticks. This was just perfect, and you'll notice I'm sneaky today. I didn't get these from our garden. These were on sale at the grocery store, and so like I said in our intro video, Every Bit Counts Challenge isn't always about preserving what you have grown, but it's about taking advantage of those sales and the great farmers markets and all the things that are available seasonally and making sure you store and put those back for the winter when things are more expensive. So when I see a great deal like this, I take advantage of it, and these are little baby carrots. Now this recipe, you can use full-size carrots and just chop them up into buttons. However you want, this will work. But this saves us a lot of time and energy because I can just put them in like this. I washed these. You want to make sure they're nice and clean, and the jar is sterilized because remember, when we're doing ferments, these are not going to go into the canner. It's not going to get hot. The jar's not going to sterilize itself, so we've got to make sure to have a nice, clean, sterile environment on the weight and on the jar and on everything that we're using. This recipe could not be easier. All you need is salt, water, carrots. The cloves of garlic are just optional, but I'm going to put them in there for a little boost of flavor. You can also put dill or any kind of seasoning in the bottom of this to give your carrots a little bit of flavor. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put 2 cloves just in the bottom of this quart jar. Now these 2 cloves of garlic, I'm going to crush with the flat blade of my knife. And this just helps release that garlicky goodness. Next, we're going to pack the jar with carrots, okay? Now, with our ferments, we want to leave 1.5 inches from the top, 1.5 inches of headspace. And remember, we've talked about this before, it is the length of this pointer finger from tip to this middle bend right here. That's generally, or if you want to get out your ruler, go for it. We don't have to be precious about this. We don't have to be super tight about this. Do make sure any of the bad spots are cut off. I did that before the video, but if you've got a brown spot or a yucky spot, don't put that in your ferment jar. You want only the freshest best. And that is right at 1.5 inches. Now, I'm going to make the brine, and it does not get easier than this. You want 2 cups of filtered water. Remember, we use filtered water for our ferments because the tap water you drink usually has chlorine and fluoride in it. Those are designed to kill germs and bacteria, which can be a good thing, but in our ferments, it's going to cause problems because it's going to kill the bacteria that we're trying to develop to make our ferments. So we don't want that. So we take 2 cups of filtered water, and we're going to have 3 to 4 teaspoons of salt per 2 cups of water. I use non-iodized salt. I use Redmond's real salt. And I'm just going to stir this until it dissolves. If this happens to not be enough water to fill our jar up and fill in all the little holes, that is totally okay. You can just whip up another batch real quick, but it should be just about right. Depending on how you cut the carrots and how they're laying in there, sometimes you'll find yourself a little bit short. And then we just pour it in. And this is just the right amount. Because I don't want these carrots floating up to the top, remember when we're doing a ferment, we need to keep the food submerged because that's going to keep it from molding, that's going to keep it from bacteria from getting in. So I'm going to take this canning weight. You don't have to use a canning weight. This is a Mason Tops one that we've talked about in some of our other videos. You can use a clean, sterilized rock that will fit in your jar. You can use like a lettuce leaf that you push down in to keep everything under, but you want to make sure everything's under the brine. So I'm going to push that down. And that really is all there is to it. I am gonna put a lid on. Now, usually with something like this that I'm not shaking up and down every day, I would use the pickle pipe. These are our dilly beans we started a few days ago, and notice they've got a pickle pipe, which means when the air pushes up, this releases the air. Those pickle pipes really are worth their weight in gold, and I do need to get some more if I'm gonna have this many ferments on hand at once. But for now, you don't have to have one. A regular jar lid does just fine. And you're gonna close it, and there's just added maintenance because you're gonna check on your ferments daily. You wanna make sure everything is below that water line. You wanna make sure nothing's leaking out and going crazy. But if you don't have a pickle pipe, you're gonna burp the jars daily, which means you unscrew and you just release the gas pressure. That's easy. You don't have to have one. It's just a little bit less babysitting if you do. Now, these carrots are going to go in our pantry, just a nice room temperature, dark place, and they're gonna ferment for 2 or 3 weeks. Once they have fermented, you can put them in a cool place like the refrigerator, and they're good to go for a few months. This is a delicious, healthy snack. You can eat them just fresh. You can eat them dipped in ranch dressing. You can eat them in a salad. However you like to enjoy your carrots. These just have the added benefits of a ferment. And we've talked about this over the course of the month, where this helps you boost that immune system. It helps build your gut microbiome. It really helps support your immune system and all of the good, healthy things that come along with probiotic-rich fermented foods. Really super, super easy. And another one bites the dust. Y'all, we are really rounding the corner. This is always a really long month and a really long challenge. And it feels like an endurance race sometimes, and we are team working majorly to get this done. But it's fantastic, and I am so thankful to Three Rivers Homestead for putting this on every year, because it really does encourage us and to really put our hands to work and really dig in there and get things done. And we're still eating some of our food from last year's Every Bit Counts challenge, and this is gonna get us a head start for this winter, and I am so thrilled. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're new, we hope you'll hit that subscribe button. If you got some value out of this, please hit that like button and leave us a comment and let us know what you're preserving lately. How is the Every Bit Count Challenge going for you? Are you just along for the ride watching, or are you knee deep in preservation as well? We want to know. We love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.